Well, welcome everybody to our weekly client support call. This says that it's Dan Valentine, but it's really not. We're just using his Zoom. Dan is on a plane right now and sends his greetings to you. But my name is Corey Baker, and I'm a health coach, and it is my honor to be able to share a little bit with you tonight. And we want to hear a couple of stories of transformation and go through a couple of things that hopefully of some assistance to you in your journey towards optimal health. We know that it's January, it's the beginning of a new year, and there's motivation that comes along with that. But as you can probably attest to, there are some challenges that we face as well. So we got a couple people that we want to hear from, but I just want to take a few minutes. And for some of you, if you had something exciting happen this week, not just like in life in general, but in your health journey, something exciting happened to you, either on the scale or a non-scale victory that you just want to take a minute or take a few seconds and share with us, I'd like to hear from a couple of you. And if you wouldn't mind telling us something good. I like good news. And so tell me something good that happened with you on your journey. Encourage everybody on the call. And so we'll take a couple. Who wants to go first?
Hey, Corey, I'll jump in there since nobody else is.
Sure.
Okay. So as everybody know, Debbie and I took off for the Valentine's on Thursday in Phoenix as part of our incentive trip. I've lost 170 pounds since last February. And I found myself acting like a little kid, Corey. I was going down the slide and we were climbing mountains and doing all sorts of stuff that never could have done before starting to take shape. So we had tons of non-scale victories this week, like sitting in an airplane seat without having to have an extension for the seatbelt, walking through the airport without a wheelchair, slides. I mean, I'm telling you, it was freedom like you wouldn't believe. And so we're just shouting it to the rooftops.
Well, I love that guy. What an amazing story. I know that you've inspired so many people in your own journey as well. And losing as much weight as you have is just an absolute amazing story and testimony for what is possible with this program. So awesome. I was watching you guys being over at Dan and Megan's with a hint of excitement and a small hint of jealousy as well. But it looked like it was a lot of fun. So congrats to you. Anybody else want to share something? Give me some good news, something that happened this week, a new number that you kind of hit.
I'll share something.
Sure.
Okay. It's kind of sad news, but it's good news for my journey. My husband's aunt passed, and I found myself going through our clothes and getting our kids ready this week for funeral preparations. And I realized we didn't have any appropriate clothes, and I was really dreading going to the mall and having to find an outfit because I hadn't done that since I started my journey in July. I hadn't been to the mall really, just going through old clothes. And I went with a friend, and it was the first time in my life that I went in a store and was able to get dresses that looked nice and well in my size, and my friend said good in them. And it's just such a relief to not have to worry about that. And I can spend this week, celebrating my aunt's life and being with family and friends and not having to worry like, wow, does my outfit look really bad? I'm really uncomfortable. It looks like a poncho. And subconsciously, you do worry about those things, or I used to worry about those things. And I'm just really excited to see my family and friends and not have to worry about that. And it was really huge to go in a mall and be able to do that. It's a huge weight off your psyche, I think.
Yeah, that's so true. And first off, my condolences to your family, but hopefully getting the chance to shop for a new wardrobe is kind of a little bit of a calm to a cruddy day.
It was.
I love the opportunity. Before I lost weight, I hated shopping for clothes. In fact, before one of my claims to fame, I've been married for 11 years, and before I lost weight, one of my claims to fame is that in 10 years, I did not buy one single item of clothing for myself. My wife picked it all out for me. I wear what she buys. And now that I've, gotten healthy, I enjoy shopping for clothes. In fact, I'm a pastor, but I never wear suits. I think they're awful. But but I have to get a suit. But all my suits are like ginormous. I look like MC Hammer's evil twin when I put on a suit. And so I have to go get a suit fit to form, and I'm excited. Like I'm looking forward to wearing a suit that actually fits. So one more. Let's take one more, and then I want to get into sharing a couple stories, and then I want to share a couple things with you that hopefully can help you on your journey. So one more, and then we'll move on.
Hey, Corey, I'll share.
Okay, thanks, Julie.
Hey, so this past week was my 1-year anniversary of starting, as you know, because you're my awesome coach. And just wanted to share with everyone, it's possible, it can happen. I'm down in 1 year, 95 pounds.
Awesome.
So just couldn't have done it without you or this program. So I think one of the keys for me was staying connected to you, my coach. And anytime I had any concerns or anything, messaging you and talking to you. And so thank you for this past year.
No problem. Well, you've done all the hard work. It's just an honor to walk alongside and help people. And, we tell people this all the time, that this is not a magic program, but it works if you work it. And you have definitely worked it, and the results have been outstanding, and slightly jealous that you got to be on the front row of a Garth Brooks concert this past week. But if you don't know the story, message Julie and ask her, because she likes talking about how she got front row seats unexpected to a Garth Brooks concert, and it was a blast for her, I'm sure, and Donald. So, well, awesome. Well, I'm going to have one of my good friends, fellow health coach, Jason Adams, come on and introduce us to somebody that has had a pretty awesome transformation, and I'd like to hear a little bit from her before we move on. Jason, you there?
I'm here. All right, so I wanted to introduce Deb Jacobson. So Deb, we met her last March. We had some events that we were doing at a local restaurant. We were just doing a trilogy presentation, and she worked with one of our coaches, and so she decided to come out. And well, I'm not going to steal anything from her. Her journey so far has just been amazing. She started in April. She decided to become a coach and pay it forward. And Deb, you want to take it away? Because I don't want to steal anything from you. Oh, I think you're on mute, Deb. Let me find you. All right, Corey, there's 2 Debs. She's got her video on.
I just unmuted both of them.
Oh, perfect.
Can you hear me now?
Good.
Yep.
Okay. Well, my name is Debbie, and I started doing program April 3rd. And I was just going to tell you a little bit about my history and where I was. And this is the very first time that I've actually done a Zoom where I've seen faces. I usually dial in on the phone, and I'll listen to people because I'm kind of a private person. But the last 5 years were really difficult years for me. My son had turned 21, and he has cerebral palsy, so I really needed to work on him living independently. So a lot of my focus was on helping him. And also I had accidental carbon monoxide poisoning, and I was very sick with that. And shortly after that, my father passed away. And I went to the doctor one day, and my heartbeat was not beating correctly. And she did a test and told me that I was in AFib. And she sent me to a cardiologist. And I was told that I had arrhythmia, and there was nothing they could do. And I was just really unhappy. I was depressed. I was gaining weight. Things started to escalate. I had a mammogram. It came back that it was bad. I ended up having breast surgery. Everything was benign. And then shortly after that, I have bulging discs in my neck, and I couldn't move my arm. So I was being treated for that. And when they did the scans on that, they found a growth on my thyroid. So then they told me I had thyroid disease. And also, on top of that, I was going to a rheumatologist for my knees, and she told me that I was going to not be able to walk up and down the stairs anymore. And my office is upstairs where I work. And I continued to gain a lot of weight, and I was very unhappy with myself. And my husband was unhappy. And I would walk downstairs to do laundry, and he was scared because I was having such a difficult time, and he was scared that I was going to die because my health had gotten so bad. So then I'm watching Tabitha at work, and she's losing all of this weight, and I knew that I'm going to cry. And I knew that I wanted to lose weight too, because I've been on many, many diets. I've done the Richard Simmons back in the day. I did Jenny Craig. I've lost weight, but I've always gained it back. I did the divorce diet, which was probably the worst diet, but I had really good results with it. But then I gained all my weight back, and that was a long, long time ago. I was lost, and I lost myself, and I needed to become me again. So I went to Tabitha, and I told her that I needed help, and that okay. So I was just I felt miserable. I was very unhappy. I was angry, and I was miserable at work. It affected my work. My bosses didn't understand why, what's going on with you, and it was really because I was just so unhappy with myself. And so then Tabitha talked to me about the group meeting at JMK Nippon, and I went, and I joined right away. And I didn't care how much it cost, because I knew that it was an investment to myself, because I needed to invest in my future. Otherwise, I wasn't going to have a future, because I'd probably have a heart attack. So when I started, one of my goals was to wear a motorcycle jacket that my husband bought me, and I hit that goal, and I wore that jacket. And then I pulled out another jacket that was back when I was 16 years old. I marched in drum corps, and I was really fit, and I was in the Olympics, and I was at the U.S. Open, and I did a lot of competitions, and I was very healthy when I was young. And so I started program, and I've stayed on it since April. And right now I'm down 86 pounds. My goal weight is 5 pounds away. But last weekend I attended the Take Shape 2016, and I was really inspired by other people that I want to hit the 100. I want to go down 100. But while I was at the meeting or the event, they had break time. So a lot of us women went to the bathroom and were standing in line outside of the bathroom. And Tabitha, who's my awesome coach, was standing in front of me. And this man walked up to me and asked me if I was on Facebook. And I said, yeah. And I'm looking at him like, you're not talking to me, are you? And I'm like scooting over because, I don't know you and you don't know me. And so then, but his eyes were following me. So I knew that he was talking to me. And he said, are you a coach? And I'm like, yeah. And Tabitha's like, yeah, she's a coach. And he said, well, I just wanted to tell you that you're the reason that I'm here. And I'm like, really? And he said, yeah, I saw your post on Facebook, and I want you to know that I'm here because of you. And that just blew my mind, because it's like to have somebody see my picture and then be an inspiration to other people. I never really, looked at it that way, because I just was, trying to be healthy and live a healthy life and have something that works for me, and, have the support from other people. And the Facebook groups are wonderful. And everybody is very nice. I enjoy going to Jason's when he has get-togethers monthly, and that's just kind of my story. And I want to keep going.
Well, that's so awesome, Deb. Thank you so much for sharing. And I love this, that this is such a life-giving program that, Take Shape for Life is an incredible opportunity to help people get their life back. You heard it from Guy going out to Phoenix and getting to experience life and go down slides. And now from Deb to, from all that her life had, all the things that happened to you before, to the complete transformation, and now the gift of paying it forward to others. There's just no greater feeling in the world to know that your life and your story and your hard work are now being able to be used as inspirations for others to start their journey. So props to you, way to go. And can't wait to celebrate the 100-pound club. And I think I speak for all of us when I say that we hope to hear from you more on these calls, because you got a lot to offer, very, very much so. So thank you. Next time, I'm gonna ask Robbie to come on. Robbie is one of our coaches as well, and one of his clients who's a fellow coach is on as well. And I'd like for her to share a little bit about her story. So Robbie, you on?
Hey, Corey. Yeah, I'm really excited. Janelle Trickler is today broke through the 140-pound mark, and she started in July. And just really excited. She's coaching the program now as well, has several clients under her. They're getting healthy. And this girl is just so amazing. The other side story is she's a foster mom, and she just took on a foster daughter just a couple weeks ago, and she is just one of the most amazing people I've ever met. I know I'm using the word amazing a lot, but she's so neat, and so excited to get to introduce you guys to Janelle.
Am I on mute?
There you go.
Okay. Now I can't even talk. That was great. Thank you, Mr. Robbie. I just want to say I love this program, and all of you that I don't know, I feel like I know, because you are all such an inspiration. Deb, that was amazing, and you keep going, girl. That's awesome. I started July 8th. And I'm just going to tell you, and I would never tell anyone this, but I've never felt so safe with a group of people before. But I started at 405 pounds in July 8th. And I was kind of the opposite. I was actually just a healthy fat person. Not to say the F word like that, but I didn't have diabetes. I didn't have high blood pressure. I actually had low blood pressure. The issues I was having was I knew I was unhealthy. My legs were starting to get really red in my calves from water retention. And people used to say to me all the time, you got sunburn. You got sunburn. And I thought, well, yeah, just the most awkward farmer tan, just my calves. And it was scary. I'd wake up and I couldn't feel my hands. And thought I was getting carpal tunnel and things like that. And I was starting to get scared, because when I would go to the doctor, my numbers would all be good. And he'd be like, okay, well, you still have to lose weight and this, that, but everything's good. So it was very strange to start there. And then one day, Robbie, who's my coach, and he's awesome, and he's also my pastor, was up there on the pulpit shrinking away, and I see his Facebook post, and we talked, and he was saying how he was going to become a coach, and I became his first client. And just today was I'm down 140 pounds. So I'm excited over that. My legs are actually not red anymore. They're the normal color of the rest of me. And my hands are not numb. So a lot of that has happened. I feel like I can't say enough about Take Shape for Life and the program. I would be a cheerleader for it any day. That's why when Corey and Pastor Robbie had done my celebration call and asked me about if I ever wanted to be a coach, I thought, maybe someday. And then I thought, why wouldn't I want to be on this journey with another team and share it with everyone and move forward? I mean, it's so exciting to even hear their loss and what they lose, and you feel like you lost it again and again when you hear them speak. But and you could feel for them, the anxiety and the fears. I mean, I would go to a restaurant and my poor husband would be on the way there. I would be telling them, ask for a table. Don't ask for a booth, ask for a table. We'd pull into the driveway or the parking lot of the restaurant, and I would make him crazy. And should we ask for a table? He's like, I know, I asked for a table. Because that was like my biggest fear. And now I can actually fit in a booth, which is an amazing thing, and have some room. And I don't have that anxiety of, am I going to be humiliated if they walk me to a booth and I say, I'm sorry, I need a table. So, I mean, things like that, it's just been amazing. With fostering, my biggest why was I honestly did not want to be a parent who took my child to the park and had to call 911 because they're stuck on a slide and I couldn't get them myself. And some people laugh at that, but that seriously was my biggest fear, was that the 911 operator wouldn't believe me and that I would have to depend on somebody else to help them because I couldn't physically do it myself. And I still have 80 pounds that I want to lose. And but my health is just, I feel fabulous. We went to the park today after church, and I had to run up and down the thing, and as she got stuck on that slide, I was going up there. So it's been great to have the energy and just that it's so easy. I still even with clients don't get it, that it's so easy to stick to as a lifestyle, and know that once you reach your goal, that there's still a lifestyle there for you in a support group that we have. So that's basically my story. I mean, I just want to keep going and tell as many people as I can, because I want them on the journey with me so that we can get there.
It's unbelievable. Thank you so much for sharing. And, I love these. If I took the time and we had 5 hours to go through and talk to every person about the successes that you've had, everybody would have a different reason, and we all have specific things, and we all have those little nuances that we have inside of us that are pushing us, whether it's a booth at a restaurant or, something else. And we all have those whys, and I encourage you to find those. And, I want to share, we got about 5 minutes left on the call, and I want to be respectful of your time. I know it's Sunday evening and we've all got busy lives and schedules and things waiting for us when we wake up in the morning. But there is a powerful tool that helped me tremendously on my health journey that I would strongly encourage you to utilize for your own journey. And if you have not heard of this before, you can reach out to your coach and ask them about this, and they can walk you through this, I'm sure, if you think this is an exercise that you think would help you. And I printed it off just for you to see, and it's called structural tension. Structural tension is an amazing thing for you as an individual to do, because this is what it does. Structural tension helps you identify what you want, right? Everybody on this call wants something. You want to gain health, you want to lose weight, you want to feel better, you want to be able to make sure you can go chase your kids down in a slide. Everybody has something that they want, that they're chasing after. But something that I have just known for a while and realize about society is that you will never in your life fix a problem that you don't own first. In other words, if you don't think it's an issue, it's never going to be solved. If you don't think that you are unhealthy, you are never going to get unhealthy. You have to come to a point of saying, you know what, something is wrong and I've got to fix this. In other words, what is my current reality? If you look at this sheet, you can actually, if you don't have one of these documents, you can make your own, or you can just go to Google and Google Take Shape for Life structural tension. You can print it off right there. But it's really simple. In the bottom, what it asks you is, what is your current reality? And the current reality is, you write things like your current weight. And then you talk about what your BMI says you are. And this is not a fun thing, but if you're in the obese category, you need to write down, I am obese. I weigh X. I feel like crap. I am not confident. You write and you own your journey, and you begin to put yourself in this place of where you are right now to begin to identify. I have food craving issues. I feel like I'm out of control. Like, you identify what your current reality is. And then up in the top, you begin to write down what your desired outcome is. What's your goal weight? What are some of the things that you want to do? Whether it's like Janelle going up into the slide to chase after her kid, or sit in a booth at a restaurant and not have to worry whether she gets to a table, or like Guy being able to go down a slide at a pool. Be able to write some of those things like that. What are some of your aspirations? I know some of our clients have gone ziplining. Julie, who just shared a little while ago, went ziplining earlier this year. What are some things that you want to do, but your current health will not allow you to do? You begin to write some of those things in the desired outcome of where you want to go. And then this part is my favorite part, and this is steps that I am going to take to get there. In other words, how are you going to get from your current goal or your current reality to your desired outcome? And the way that you do that is by, first off, following a program that you have seen tonight works. With Deb, that's lost almost 100 pounds, and Julie, that has lost almost 90 pounds, and Janelle, and so many that have shared. Guy, I mean, this works. It just flat works if you work it. So what are the things that you are going to do? And this is what we try to encourage our clients with a lot. Some of you have some pretty major goals, big goals, losing a lot of weight, 100 plus pounds. Some of you are trying to lose less, maybe 20, 30 pounds. I lost 30. But the way to accomplish long-term goals is by stacking short-term goals on top of each other. And so I would encourage you this week to reach out to your coach and ask about this structural tension sheet, and start to figure out what are some short-term goals that you would like to see yourself accomplish this week. Maybe for some of you, you can't remember. Some of you have been on this journey for 3, 4, 5 months, and you can't remember the last time you went a week without cheating. Well, that might be a reason why you're having some issues, because you're always going to be hungry and the scale is not going to be moving as fast. I tell our clients this all the time. Anytime you eat something that is not in the quick start guide, you are making your journey last longer. So you get to be the one to determine how long this journey takes by how close you stick to the program. So I'm telling you, the way to reach your long-term goals is by stacking short-term goals on top of each other. And that's why I love this structural tension sheet, because it lists out short-term goals, things that you are going to do. And so I just encourage you to write down, the odds and the statistics that are out there of people that write their goals down actually achieving them are astronomical. But I encourage you this week, even tonight, you got the week in front of you. Write down, what do I want to accomplish this week? How many pounds do you want to lose this week? What's your goal this week? Because it becomes a whole lot more difficult to eat than to go off the program when you're focused on losing 4 pounds this week, because you know that if you have a few Doritos, that's probably not going to help you lose 4 pounds this week, right? So focus on the short-term goals and focus on this person that you are becoming. Because when you focus on this person that you are becoming, you know what you soon realize? It's not about the food that you're eating. We get less concerned with, the food that we like and the food that we don't like. And all we do is see this food that we're eating as a means to get us to what our desired destination is. And so that is my absolute challenge for all of us this week, is to set some short-term goals, because when you start stacking those short-term goals on top of each other, you are going to reach your long-term goal. And eventually you're going to find yourself like Janelle, or like Guy, or like Deb, or like Julie, some of the others that shared tonight, someone who is near and close to your goal and able to inspire others as a result. And so that's our challenge for you here today. I really hope that you were encouraged and inspired by some of the stories that you heard tonight to continue to rock your own personal journey Again, we say this all the time. It's not about weight loss. It's about health. And we want everybody to find health and what that means for them. So make the healthy choice this week. Set some short-term goals that you can accomplish in the next 7 days. Reach out, connect to your coach, and invite them into your journey because they would love to be a part of helping you make this a reality in your life. So thanks so much. I'm going to